FileZilla is easily one of the most popular FTP software out there, and it's a particular software that I've been working with for a very long time now. And I'm on the page where I can download FileZilla. All you have to do is to make sure that when you're downloading FileZilla, you're actually downloading the client version. FileZilla has two versions. You either have the server version or the client version. You want to download the client version. So simply click on download now if you're running a Windows system with a 64-bit architecture, or else you can simply click here to show additional download options, and then over here you have all the options for 32-bit Windows systems, for Linux, for Mac, and so on and so forth. All right, so I'm just simply going to click on the .exe version, and it's downloading. It's supposed to start in 2 seconds. 1 second. Okay. All right, so it's a little bit large. It's about 6.3 megabytes. So okay, come on. All right, so I'm gonna click on the link now, and yes, I agree. Anyone who uses this computer, that's fine. Click on next, click on next, click on next, click on install, and click finish. All right, so that was easy. Nothing too difficult there. And we're just going to wait for a few seconds for FileZilla to launch. All right, it's actually launched and it's down here. So I'm just going to click on the FZ icon. And over here, this is the FileZilla program. To the left, we have the files on my desktop. To the right, this is where we'll actually see the files on our web server, but we don't have access to that yet because we haven't added the host name, the username, as well as the password with which we can use to access our web server. So in order to get these credentials, we would have to create an FTP account for our website. So I'm going to simply go down to my host here at SiteGround, and I'm here over here in the cPanel. I am going to come down to FTP accounts. I'm going to click on the link. And over here, you should have the URL for your website already stated here. So all I'm going to do is to simply create a username, and I'm going to say Rambo at Tascopedia. I'm going to give myself a password. We type the password again. Now, the one thing you want to make sure is remove whatever additional letters is added at the end of the public HTML folder here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to remove Rambo because I want to have access to my public HTML folder. The public HTML, access to the public HTML folder is the strongest access that you can have, okay? Depending on whatever cPanel that you're using, some cPanels may not add the name of your login to the end of the URL structure here in the directory, but if it does, ensure that you don't have anything after public HTML. So from here, I'm simply going to click on Create FTP Account. And all right, so I now have an account, Rambo. Okay, awesome. So I'm simply going to come back down to my FTP software. For the host, I can simply type in the full URL of my website, which is tascopedia.com this time around. My username is going to be Rambo at tascopedia.com, and I'm going to add my password. Now, the usual port for FTP is port 21. You can choose to edit, but it's by default it will choose 21, so you don't have to type the number there. So I'm going to click on Quick Connect, click on OK here, and boom, I now have access to my web server. Now, obviously, your structure is going to be slightly different from mine. You can see over here I have a whole a bunch of websites, American Salad Bowl, American Student Blog, and so on and so forth. All you want to look for here to your right is a folder called the public HTML folder, which is over here, okay? Click on that. Oh, and once you have done that, you would find WP-content. Click on WP-content. This is exactly where your WordPress website structure is located in. Click on that, double click on it. And then over here, you would now have access to your plugins and your themes. If I click on themes over here, you can see I have my 2012 theme, my 2014 theme, my 2015 theme, as well as my active theme called Jobify, and of course the child theme which I'm running on the website. Now let me go back one step, go to plugins, and over here I now have access to all the plugins on my website. It's that simple. These are all the plugins I have on my website. So if at this point I don't have any access to the backend for my website, all I can do at this point is to simply right click and then download. So right now I'm downloading the plugin, the folder of the plugin to my website, to my desktop. And so once I've downloaded a backup, I can simply now choose to delete the plugin if I wanted to. So over here, once I delete this plugin, I can now go back to my website, refresh, and then check to see if my website is now working properly. If it isn't, then I know that, okay, this wasn't the actual plugin that had the issue. I can come back to the next plugin again, download a copy, delete it from the server, try again, and then see if that works. So eventually, once I find the better plugin, I can now upload all the other plugin folders that I've actually removed from my domain structure over here. So this is basically how you can gain access to your plugins folder as well as your themes folder as well. Do not forget the structure. You simply look for your folder called public HTML, look for WP-content, and then from WP-content you would have your themes folder as well as your plugins folder, and then from here you can simply choose to download copies of your themes or your plugins, and then of course delete them from your structure on your web server, and then try to troubleshoot from that point on. So I want to thank you for watching this video, and of course if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next class.